Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Well, some of the country dealing with a chill, all good in the Sunshine State. Temperature upper 70s, sunny, no chance of rain, just a slight breeze on this natural grass surface as the Panthers see where they are in the NFC South and in the wild card. Picture, which we'll take a closer look at. A win gets them to 500 after they have that 3-0 start, then lost 4 straight. And Miami from 1-7 working their way up. And if you're thinking big picture, Brian Flores with a 9-3 record, coaching record in the month of November.
Yeah, trying to follow up that tough start to the season with another big push here at the end of the year like they did last season.
Carolina won the toss as usual, deferring, so let's do this in Miami. Jalen Waddle will let it go over his head out to the 25, and we say hi to Jen Hale.
Hello there, Chris. You know, this Dolphins O-line has had its share of struggles this season, that's for sure. But last week, something clicked. That line found a good rhythm in that win versus the Jets, and consequently, Tua found the deep ball. Now, today is the real test, though, because this Panthers defense, especially against the pass, tops in the NFL. Brian Flores told us, he warned his team, you're going to have to sustain drives because this Panthers defense will not give up big plays. Chris, it's going to be fun to see how this one plays out.
All right, and Myles Gaskin starts at running back, 89 rush yards, most by a Dolphin this season from the 25 in the hands of Tua Tagovailoa, who's throwing it, and the catch made by Albert Wilson. His numbers so far, this is his 7th start of the season. Remember, he had that fractured finger in week 8, so he missed week 9 against Houston, played in relief in the win over Baltimore, and has been on a run since.
Yeah, getting right on the cusp of the old traditional full schedule. This is game 16 for his career.
Up-tempo throwing wide open. That's Gesicki, the tight end, who's trying to get to the first down, but just beyond the 31-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd down. We have a flag down.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 43. 15-yard penalty from the end of the catch, automatic first down.
Big boost for Miami to start.
He's going to be coming from the top of your screen on the rush. And that's the problem with those RPOs. I didn't see him up around the head or neck area, and I didn't think it was extremely late. So, okay, now everybody adjust. John Hussey and his crew, that's how they're going to call roughing the passer. We've seen him dial it in a little bit tighter the last few weeks here in the NFL.
All the way up to the 47 of Miami. Gaskin goes nowhere against that Carolina front. That defensive line led up front. Hassan Reddick, by the way, 10.5 sacks. Here's that offensive line that Jen was talking about. They hope that Michael Dieter, center guard who's been practicing, can return next week.
Yeah, the second game last week without giving up a sack. So they're starting to find that. I think a lot of that was the run game. And I want to follow up with what Jen said. You know, the explosive play coming back into this offense. None the first 9 weeks. They've had 3 the last 2 50-plus plays.
Albert Wilson on a pitch. And he will lose yardage at the 45.5 of Miami. Checking on the defense, Brian Burns up front from American Heritage High, about 20 miles from here. He's got 7 sacks, part of that speed on the Carolina defense.
Yeah, and it'll be a big challenge for that Miami offensive line to go their 3rd game without getting a sack. When you talk about Hassan Reddick and Brian Burns coming off those edges, Liam Eichenberg, the most sacks given up this season and the most hurries at that left tackle spot going up against both of those guys.
Panthers ranked 3rd in the NFL with 30 sacks coming into this game. On a 3rd and 11, an opportunity. Time for Tua, and threads the needle. That's Waddle down the middle inside the 30 of Carolina, and a Dolphin first down. The first-round rookie from Alabama with a catch and carry.
Right out here in the middle, and it's just going to be a slant route, pushes up, breaks inside. Great timing on the throw by Tua Tagovailoa right there. That was really well executed throw catch by the Dolphins.
A pickup of 25 yards. Waddle easily leading all rookies in catches coming in. That's his 69th, 5th among all NFL players. And a fresh set of downs inside the 30 of the Carolina Panthers. Hesitation to Gaskin.
This has got to be frustrating for Coach Rule and his Panthers defense, because you can see right there how good they have started with Tua on the opening drives. His team has not allowed that touchdown, so it's kind of strength versus strength. And again, we talked about them being uncharacteristic last week in run defense against Washington. They've come out here on this opening drive and haven't kind of stood up against this Dolphins offense.
4 throws already for Tua. Blitz picked up. Gaskin bounces around, gets inside the 25. Only the Jets and the Buccaneers throw it more than the Dolphins, who pass 65% of the time.
But the thing that's going to help out this offensive line is exactly what they did last week against the Jets. 67 plays, 34 passes, 33 runs. That was the most balanced attack they've had all season by far, and they need to lean on that again here this afternoon.
3rd down 5. Miami's done a good job converting, slightly ahead of the NFL average, which is about 40%. Tua with pressure coming, runs right into it. The ball's loose, and the Dolphins are on it way back at the 43. Brian Burns is the one who knocked it out. It looked like Jesse Davis from his tackle spot recovered, thankfully for the Dolphins, but pushes them out of field goal range.
Yeah, this is perfect, right? You got Brian Burns coming off the edge, but watch the push inside by Morgan Fox, number 91. Or actually, it's Frank Louvu along with Morgan Fox. That forces Tua to start to move, and Brian Burns is so quick and very good with that ball exposed to create that fumble.
Nowhere for Tua to go. So the punting unit, Michael Pilardi, first 5 years of his career were spent with the Panthers. Booming it away from Miami. That's Erickson. Fair catch called for. Probably, well, could have let that go, but the Dolphins were back there. So it looks like the offense will take over at their own 5-yard line. Christian McCaffrey and Cam Newton. What's old is new again for the Carolina Panthers.
I'd love to learn anything that you'd want to teach me.
Panthers' first try on offense. Cam Newton in his 11th season at age 32, but just back with the Panthers, signed November 11th. In relief against the Cardinals in a win, started against Washington in a loss. 5 touchdowns already produced by Newton, 2 on the ground. After that 37-yard punt. Newton to throw on first down. Ball comes out. Incomplete or a fumble? Let's see. It's called incomplete right away.
Field is an incomplete pass. 2nd down.
DJ Moore was the target.
Yeah, you're not going to get possession of the football and 2 feet down to even start that process to move towards the catch. So good call by the officials on the field.
Yeah, there wasn't that extra step football move after 2 hands, 2 feet. And it looks like a challenge, or at least a discussion here. Let's see. There is a challenge flag from the Dolphins sideline. John Hussey is our referee.
I mean, the big question is the element of time. And really, the easiest one for that is getting that 3rd step down, and clearly only had the 2. Now, was there a move common to the game?
Miami is challenging the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass. Timeout.
Well, this is an intriguing early challenge. On the field, ruled incomplete. Miami questioning it. Brian Flores is going to lose the challenge, lose the timeout. It was a quick review, and they stayed with what happened on the field, and the way they called it is incomplete. 2nd down 10 for the Panthers and Cam Newton. McCaffrey to the 10-yard line. Our rules analyst Mike Pereira watching along with Darryl, who said that was not really a good challenge. Mike?
Well, I think we need to expand who we send our tapes to and include the coaches, right? I mean, that's clearly going to the ground. You have to survive the ground when you hit it. It's really just a costly timeout and a bad challenge early.
That's the biggest point. You know, it's 10:05 in the first quarter, and you take a challenge like that, so you're down to 1. So, yeah, absolutely right, Mike Pereira. Not wise use of the challenge in that situation.
42% when it comes to trying to win calls on replay challenges in his career for Brian Flores. On a 3rd down 6, the pass is incomplete. DJ Moore, I think it bounced off of him. And the Dolphin defense stays hot. That's the other thing about the challenge, too. It was just a 2nd down play. It's not like it was a big 3rd down play or a change of possession play.
Well, hoping to get that fumble recovery, but it just didn't work out. But on this one, coming from the outside, working against Xavier Howard, and that hits him right in the chest. He's going to take the big hit regardless, so at least make the catch and take the big hit.
Blocked. The Dolphins special teams. Can they get a touchdown out of it? The shove forward, touchdown Dolphins on a blocked punt. Lachlan Edwards never had a chance. He's punted for the Panthers the previous 4 games.
Well, we may have a new punt block scheme for the Miami Dolphins. Sneak Duke Riley late onto the field. Unbelievable. He jogs on late. Here he is right here on the outside. You've got to account for him. You've got to play it soft. Get a hand on him. They turn him loose right to the punter, unblocked.
Justin Coleman came up with the recovery and eventually escorted into the end zone. The irony here is Edwards has only had 1 previous punt blocked in 353 career kicks. It happened when he was a Jet against Miami. The Dolphins see him coming and they go for the block. A turn of events and the Dolphins lead at 7-0.
State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Dolphins coming up with a new special teams plan right here. Watch this. There's Duke Riley coming in late for the field. You're going to have Justin Coleman, who's going to motion in. That puts the wing in a bind, but you've always got to take care of the inside guy first. You can't just bail on that second man and turn him free to the punter.
Duke Riley laid out there, but with the block, Coleman the recovery. Miami had a block punt last year. It's part of Flores' background here. Van Ginkel had one for the Dolphins. This will be a touchback. Carolina, by the way, had not had a punt block since 2014, but different than the punter they're using today. Last week, Nate from Nebraska won $100,000 for playing Super 6. You'll have a chance. Scan the QR code, enter the Fox Super 6 NFL Sunday Challenge. Your free chance. It's for real here. $100,000. Good luck. Enjoy that opening drive and throw in the special teams. Rough start for the Panthers.
5-2 single. Down to the boot.
Christian McCaffrey, strong pickup, just short of the 30-yard line.
And that's going to be the chore for this Miami Dolphin defense today. We talked about this blitzing style that they have. They got to be very careful that this offensive line, which has been in flux all season long, 8 different starting groups, they've got to be able to manage the numbers there. But if they hit a crease and you've got Christian McCaffrey, Chuba Howard, you brought in Amir Abdullah, that's a good trio of running backs. You'll be able to roll them through. So they got to be careful, not just trying to beat this blitz with the pass game, but some of those quick traps inside.
They have shuffled their offensive line. John Miller from Miami out with an ankle injury at right guard. Back foot throw and off target by Cam Newton. Andrew Van Ginkel put the pressure on. Let's get a game break from Carissa Thompson. Carissa?
Thank you, Chris. Patriots looking to extend their 5-game win streak against the Titans. Mac Jones connects with Kendrick Bourne for this 4-yard score. Pats up early, 7-0. Chris?
All right, thank you. Patriots on a roll. Titans are tumbling miserably. See what's ahead of the Dolphins in the standings with Buffalo putting on a performance Thanksgiving night in New Orleans. On a 3rd and 6, both Abdullah and McCaffrey in the backfield with Cam Newton. Play clock, he gets it in time. Downfield, wide open. Catch made. DJ Moore weaving inside the 10-yard line. First and goal, Panthers. Panthers' leading receiver got ahead of the Dolphins secondary and then ran with it afterwards, covering 60-plus yards.
And that's one way to slow down the blitz, is to hit some explosive plays down the field, and he just runs by Xavier Howard. Don't know why he was kind of caught flat-footed. He did not have any help over the top. That's one of the things that happens when you play this aggressive style. Usually your safeties are walked up. You don't have any help behind you.
Spotted at the 7-yard line. Brandon Jones, that defensive secondary for Miami, is out today with an injury, an ankle and elbow. And this is McCaffrey on the direct snap, and he works inside the 5. And that shove forwards gets him a little bit closer. Emmanuel Ogbah leads the Dolphins in sacks with 5.
But the biggest part of this defensive transition has been the secondary. When you have Byron Jones and Xavier Howard, you can play that press coverage, but we just saw somebody run by Xavier Howard on that play. The big problem today, Brandon Jones out. You're bringing those safeties up, him and Javon Howard, and you're trying to get pressure and confuse the offensive line with their pass protection. I really felt that he's their best blitzer from the secondary.
Second and goal. Cam Newton keeps. Looks like there was a decision to make. He's close. He rode that as long as he could with McCaffrey on the fake.
Right, that was an extended ride by Cam Newton with Christian McCaffrey, and that's really going to put a stress on the defense, because you've got to have all your assignments and your rules down. Who's got quarterback? Who's got running back? Look at how long he's able to ride that and check to see what's the best decision. Well played by Jerome Baker outside.
That 64-yard pass play was the longest by the Panthers this year. Nobody has more rushing touchdowns from the quarterback position in the history of the NFL than Cam Newton. He's got it, and Cam Newton hits a wall. Then his second effort, touchdown, Carolina. '73 career rushing touchdowns for Cam Newton. He showed you some strength on that one.
Had a great help from his teammate Trent Scott, the right guard, able to help him get out of that mosh pit on that first attempt and get him back outside. Watch 78. He's going to be in the backfield. No, there he is right there. He's at the right guard. You see him. All right, you're stuffed right there. Come on over here, Cam. Let me help you get in.
Zane Gonzalez hits the extra point. A 75-yard scoring play that began with the 64-yard connection to DJ Moore, and then Cam takes it in, and we have a tie game.
Progressive presents At Home with Baker.
Back already 6 touchdowns for the Panthers, 3 on the ground. And look at that, most by any player since 2011, rushing touchdowns, and always looks for a Panther fan or a fan from his team and gets it to him in the crowd. Another touchback. Dolphins out to the 25-yard line. I like the way Tua Tagovailoa, and when we talked to him, kind of the comfort level of getting in and out of the huddle and the rhythm with the plays. And he was saying that that finger injury, that it no longer limits any of his throws. There is a pain tolerance issue, but his accuracy, or at least the high percentage of the completion percentage, has been terrific.
Yeah, really good on the short passes. Actually very impressive on some of the deep passes. Probably one of the higher completion percentages in the league. Just a couple guys ahead of him in that one. It's that intermediate throw that he's just got to get a little bit better at.
Myles Gaskin with a healthy pickup across the 31-yard line on first down.
And he said he's still in that process. A lot of this is learning by trial and error, and it's a hard adjustment coming from even Alabama, even a dominant program like that, to the NFL. The playing field is leveled at this in the NFL. It's not like Alabama, and there's things that he's still learning, the strong points, the weak points in the pocket based on the protection, how quickly that ball comes out, getting that feel, sensing the pressure instead of actually seeing the pressure.
Good down for him on 2nd and 4. The fake, the flip. Preston Williams falls right at the first down marker.
I tell you what, that was pretty impressive right there, because you're kind of doing that zone read, and you got Brian Burns coming at you. Brian Burns is extremely fast. Watch how quickly this has to be done. I mean, he is right on top of you. He takes the running back, and they get it out on the pitch.
And enough for the first down. Mac Hollins will see throughout the course of the game, a guy that Brian Flores said we need to get more out of since he's been delivering in this win streak. Always a special teams guy. Delay to Gaskin.
And it's one of the important parts today is staying with this run. And I credit, Brian Flores and his offensive staff, the last couple of games trying to get it turned around. People say it started about 5 games ago, starting to try to commit to that run a little bit more. Not a lot of productivity during that process, but they've stayed with it. I think it paid huge dividends last week, and it'll have to be an important part here today.
Second to last in rushing, averaging just 77 yards a game on the ground. But maybe it's when you rush and how effective you are. Tua has time and hits for the first down at the 48-yard line. It's Jalen Waddle.
So in pass protection, sometimes you're going to turn, you're going to slide. You want to come to Brian Burns, but the hard part here is that means you have Hassan Reddick on the other side. So what do? Well, you put a couple of guys on him. Sometimes we see when protections turn or slide, you see them moving to the left. They leave one guy out there. No, not with Hassan Reddick out there. You got to put 2.
Pickup of 10. Brian Burns went back over to the Carolina sideline, so out for a moment. Ahmed is in at running back and stopped short right away. Savon Ahmed, the backup, and now Brian Burns comes back out. And Philip Lindsay was just acquired during the week from the Texans. He is active, and we expect that there'll be a few plays that we can see him in that Miami backfield. And there he is wearing number 31. Former Bronco. Fake. Tua has it and has some time. Going to throw across. Hit his tight end, Durham Smythe, another one of those guys. Flores complimented to us that has emerged during this win streak.
He's really starting to step up a little bit here and becoming one of these guys that, as the season has progressed, is somebody that Tua is getting a lot of confidence in. He's one of those glue guys, right? He's a part of the team, didn't have a lot of great numbers in the beginning of the year, but now he's putting up career numbers here as we're getting down the road. But just one of those guys comes out, does a lot of the dirty work for you, and is always available every Sunday.
Had 4 catches last week against the Jets on a 3rd and 3 here from the 45 of Carolina. Tua out of the pocket. No, he's thrown down. He had a chance to escape, but Phil Hoskins wouldn't let him go.
And again, it's the pressure from Brian Burns on the outside. It forces Tua to step up, and that's going to force him right into Phil Hoskins, number 71, on the twist. So there's the pressure on the outside. I got to step up, and here comes that twist from the inside.
One of the rookies of the Panthers team, a 7th rounder from Kentucky. Hoskins with a big play. Erickson back from Pilardi. Alex Erickson chasing it down. Fair catch wave 4 at the 9-yard line. Panthers will start deep in their own territory once again. They had a block punt, but Cam Newton last time weaving his way into the end zone. Here in South Florida, Miami Gardens officially between Dade and Broward County. Tua, by the way, has not missed on a pass so far. 7 out of 7. He's been sacked twice. Cam Newton has had a few drops, but that big play to DJ Moore of 64 yards set up his touchdown run. After a 44-yard punt, McCaffrey with a hole and a first down, thrown down just short of the 25-yard line.
And that's the thing you're going to have to be careful with the style of defense they're playing here, Chris, because once you split this line, there's really no help. And it's a little bit different this time. It's not as aggressive, but you can see Eric Rowe coming up there. Nice job by Robbie Anderson on the block to kind of create that seam.
Going at a quick pace, it's McCaffrey again. Well, he gets something just short of the 30-yard line. And Joe Brady, offensive coordinator at age 32, same age as Cam Newton. Happy to have McCaffrey to hand the ball to. Yeah, Pembroke Pines, he grew up a Dolphin fan. His sister, JC, a Dolphin cheerleader. Big Dan Marino guy from Everglades High in the Pembroke Pines area. And excited to come back and see how his quarterback, his team does against the Dolphins in this hot defense. Amir Abdullah in at running back. Fake to him. Cam Newton open short and falling. Looks like he's short of the first down as rookie tight end Tommy Tremble.
And one of the things that Coach Brady talked to us about, anticipating a lot of that zero coverage, that really aggressive style of defense that Miami has been playing here the last few weeks. We've got to beat it. The way to get them out of it is to beat it. They got that explosive play to DJ Moore. We haven't seen it as consistent on this drive right here. So they've kind of sent their message to Miami. You want to play that way, we're going to get some shots down the field.
First quarter winding down, and they have already decided on a 3rd and 1. They'll relax, reset as we go to the second quarter. So far, a 7-7 game. Dolphins Panthers, you're watching the NFL on Fox. Hard Rock Stadium, beautiful weather day here in South Florida. Jen Hale down on the field with Daryl Johnston, Chris Myers. We have our rules analyst Mike Brewer watching closely as always. Start of the second quarter and a good game so far. On a 3rd down 1, McCaffrey back in for Cam Newton, who will keep, and Cam Newton gets the first down up to the 35-yard line.
And that's the one hard element as a defense that you have to account for, because when you've got a quarterback like Cam Newton, it becomes true 11 versus 11 football, because the quarterback is in play on these short yardage, red zone type plays, goal line type plays, and that really changes your rules. So they're going to have to be really good with their discipline on those situations.
Well, it was Christian Wilkins who told us up front it's 11 on 11, but it feels like 11 on 12 when Cam Newton is out there.
Ready.
Fresh set of downs from the 35.
Hey, Luigi, fellas. Delta. Delta the boot.
Dolphins bring the safety up. McCaffrey goes straight ahead for a yard or two. The last 3 games, Dolphins allowing just, 12 points a game. They're on the plus side of that turnover ratio overall as a team.
And it kind of coincides with them becoming very, very aggressive in the style of defense that they're going to play. Now, there was a meeting that transpired, at that 1-7 point, and Coach Flores has really kind of downplayed it a little bit, but his players don't. And they say it was important for us to hear and kind of get everything out on the table. And they started to play a different style of football, and on defense, it's all about pressure. You can see right here, look at that straight line with the 4 guys right across here. Very unique.
So they burn the blitz once. They're going to create hesitation. They run to McCaffrey, who goes to the 40, and Carissa has a game break.
I do, Chris. So the Bengals already leading 10-3. And Joe Burrow connects with T. Higgins, 32-yard score here. Bengals up 17-3 on the Steelers. Rolling. Chris?
All right, thanks, Carissa. Well, you're not asking, but I'm saying the Bengals are a playoff team. You mark that down.
Well, I tell you what, right at the beginning of the year, we had the Bengals, we had Carolina. They both got out to great starts, 3-0 starts, and they both kind of had some bumps in the road, both of them. Cincinnati a little bit further back right now at this point than Carolina, but we'll see if Carolina can continue to claw out of that hole.
Extra pressure is picked up. Cam Newton has a moment, but he's intercepted. It's Javon Holland, the rookie, with his 2nd pick of the year. And he read Cam Newton all the way. We just showed the defensive graphic during this hot streak for Miami. And on a key play, it's a Dolphin takeaway. On offense now in Miami, tied.
It's a nice truck.
Yeah, it's a Chevy Silverado. Check out this multi.
For all the heat the Dolphins have been taking about high draft picks, they have a good one at Holland, 2nd rounder from Oregon, who's really come on. Brian Flores has used him in great spots. And with the takeaway from Cam Newton, Miami takes over. Phillip Lindsay has entered the game at running back. That's Wilson in motion. Tua turns and throws high. Incomplete. Wilson was the target.
Let's go back and take a look at this interception. Here's Javon Holland right here. This is DJ Moore. Now what DJ Moore has to do, he's got to press this further, get right on those toes and then break. By him breaking early, that allows Javon Holland to leave that route and go get the interception intended for Robbie Anderson. So I'll put a little bit of that on DJ Moore, not holding that safety a little bit more. You got to put him in a bind.
First interception by Cam since he's returned. Lindsey straight ahead and gets some help to cross midfield. Claimed on waivers Wednesday from Houston. He didn't play more than 20 snaps in any game for the Texans. He actually had 8 carries for 28 yards in a game at Miami back in early November.
Yeah, but you're going back into that history, right? 1,037 yards in 2018, 1,011 in 2019. The potential is there. He brings another guy in that backfield to kind of start leaning and committing to this run game. So he'll have a little bit of a package here today, 8 plays, 10 plays, to see if he can create a spark.
Only in his 4th year, Patrick Laird comes in now on 3rd and 5. Tua hangs with the snap, throws, and incomplete. Waddle looked like he fell down. A series of mishaps from the start.
Low snap, but Tua's got to catch this one. It's not a terrible snap. It's a little bit low, but you got to go down. You got to feel that one. Now your eyes are off. You have no idea what's going to be there when you stand up. And got a little bit lucky there throwing it into the middle of the field. Got to be careful.
But a missed opportunity for the Dolphin offense. Back to receive the punt. Alex Erickson again. Seems like he's been busy around the 10-yard line throughout the afternoon. Jim Harbaugh finally led Michigan to victory over rival Ohio State. So the Wolverines, their first ever Big Ten championship game on Saturday. Try and punch a ticket to the college football playoffs. They face number 16 Iowa. Coverage beginning at 7 Eastern only on Fox and on the Fox Sports app.
There's a happy man right there. Stephen Ross, the owner of the Miami Dolphins. It had been quite a long time since they had knocked off that rival Ohio State. So
he donates a lot of money to Michigan. Lifetime contributions nearly $500 million. There's of course the Ross School of Business, Ross Academic Center, his home away from the Dolphins, Michigan. Originally from Detroit, Michigan. Cam Newton, flag down, catch made. Robbie Anderson run out of bounds.
Holding offense number 73. After this field goal, first down.
They're going to get that down inside. Michael Jordan, number 73, inside. You get those bull rushes, gets up. Has to be when, well, I tell you, they are calling it close. He did what I've always told guys to do. As soon as the player starts to separate, leave your hands. And you saw him do that. He must have been just a little bit late there. But again, another tight call by the officials.
You hear Michael Jordan in Carolina, your ears perk up. McCaffrey trying to find a hole somewhere. It'll be second down. Raekwon Davis up front with the stop. The blocked punt. Duke Riley and then Coleman with the recovery. 64-yard pass connection to DJ Moore. And then Cam Newton scored and then suffered the interception.
Yeah, and as you pointed out, a big blown opportunity for the Miami Dolphins right there. But this is going to be frustrating for Coach Rule because that's one of the areas that he wants his team to get better. The offensive holding penalties, they really have had an impact on their abilities to sustain drives and overcome that 10-yard penalty.
Amir Abdullah comes in. Chance for the Dolphin defense with Newton in his own end zone, throwing and intercepted again. A takeaway from the 25-yard line, and running it back is Xavier Howard. His 25th career interception. That's the most by anybody since 2016. third interception this year for Howard.
Well, this is another one where Xavier Howard just kind of baits him into this one. You know, they're up here at the top of the screen, and he's going to kind of get into a little bit of a trail. You know, Cam Newton's got to pass on this. He's playing it perfect. Now he undercuts it. There was no window there for Cam to be able to get that football in.
You think Brian Flores saw something and looking at the film of Cam Newton and the way he throws or has thrown the football? Of course, they had him a couple of times last year when he was a member of the Patriots. It's a different Cam Newton, a different kind of offense. 2 takeaways by Miami here. Fake to Gaskin. Tua with a flip. Jalen Waddle knocked down inside the 10.
I mean, you couldn't have started the Cam Newton era 2.0 any better than he did. I mean, the first 2 times he touches the ball in Arizona, they're touchdowns. He plays really well last week. 21 for 27, 189 yards. The key, no turnovers. Today he's got 2 interceptions here in the first half. We all know that stat, whoever wins the turnover ratio. So I'm excited to see how he works his way out of this poor start here this afternoon against Miami.
Yeah, how he responds. Surprised that they're throwing as much as they are early, Carolina, but Miami's made them pay. Myles Gaskin knocked down right away. Dolphins can't seem to get the running game going.
But this is the side of the football for Carolina that needs to lift up this team, and that's why it was disappointing for Matt Rule last week against the Washington football team. They did not play well. This defense is rebuilt. You know, that was his focus when he got the head coaching job. They're still working on the offensive side of the ball, but can this defense stand up and hold the Miami Dolphins to a field goal attempt?
Yeah, Matt Rule upset the way the Washington football team ran all over the Panthers and really controlled the game, took the game away from Carolina. 3rd and goal. Tua fires in the end zone. Catch at the goal line. Jalen Waddle has a Dolphin touchdown. What a throw from Tua Tagovailoa, and Waddle held on.
And it's a pretty simple route. He's going to get into the end zone, get turned around, so he can just catch the ball and get the touchdown. But again, good timing with this route. You can see it doesn't give Dante Jackson the time to close on that. So between Tua Tagovailoa and Jalen Waddle, that was really well executed again. We saw one on the opening series between those two, and there's another one.
Sanders keeps his extra point string going. 68 consecutive. Another interception. This time Miami cashes in, and Dolphin fans hope they see this combination for a long time. Tua to Waddle and the Waddle. Auburn versus Alabama starting quarterback matchup in the NFL. If you go back that far, they met last December when Newton played for New England, and today Tua the advantage with a touchdown and a couple of interceptions for Cam Newton. Neither one of them really had a whole lot to say about their days at the Iron Bowl. I think it showed you their professional focus now.
Exactly. But what a heck of a game last night.
And some great college football Saturday night. Sanders kick, another touchback. Just over 9 minutes before the half.
When you don't have a dog in the fight, it's easy to watch a good game like that. But if you were an Auburn fan, that had to be one of the most frustrating things for you to watch.
Well, we've seen 7 pass attempts by Carolina. They've run the ball 11 times, 3 of those Cam Newton, including the touchdown. I mean, I'm surprised that they're not trying to stay on the ground. When they've gone to McCaffrey, they seem to have healthy pickups.
Yeah, and McCaffrey can find yardage when there's not really yardage there. Now, they burned him with the big pass to DJ Moore on that early series when they were in that pressure defense. Now, what this does for the Miami Dolphins defense, it gives them confidence to stay in there and to start playing that a little bit more.
Chuba Hubbard, rookie from Oklahoma State, has come into the game. And eventually, Cam Newton gave him the football. Let's get a game break from Carissa.
Thanks, Chris. Colts down 7-3 after a Bucs score, and it takes 3 plays for Indy to answer. A 62-yard bomb to Ashton Doolin, his first career touchdown. Colts leading this one 10-7. Chris?
Colts playing hot. Buccaneers have been not hot coming off a win. Here's a look at the NFC South standings. Boy, the Saints have tumbled with all the injuries they've had, and that opens up the door for the Panthers here, not only in the second spot, but in that NFC wildcard spot. McCaffrey back in, and he's smothered. As soon as he got the football, Jerome Baker got there first, leads the Dolphins in tackles, and then he had others helping out.
Wow. It's amazing. You get these guys all walked up. I want you to see how many free defenders there are at the point of the handoff. I mean, it's unbelievable because you can't get your assignments down. There's Jerome Baker. He's free. Javon Holland. He's free. Jalen Phillips. He's free. I mean, right to the point of the handoff.
And now you're looking at a 3rd and 12 if you're Cam Newton. He's got to shake off the last 2 series that ended in interceptions. He has a moment, and nobody there. Robbie Anderson was around midfield, and Byron Jones back there on the coverage. I wonder if Matt Rule will consider at some point, talking to Joe Brady, offensive coordinator, getting a P.J. Walker in there. You just wonder that the Dolphin defense, did they want to try and force Cam Newton to have to throw the ball a lot today? And with a 14-7 advantage now and getting the football back, maybe able to put more pressure on. Lachlan Edwards had his second career punt blocked a moment ago. Waddle hit hard. See the middle of his body kind of snap back at the 25. Sam Franklin Jr. with a big special teams play. But more of Tua. 9 out of 11. He's got a touchdown toss today, and the Dolphins trying to get their 4th straight win. 57-yard punt, 7-yard return. Tua Tagovailoa telling Daryl and I that it's nice to have his parents in town for Thanksgiving. His sisters were here. They enjoyed some Samoan-style food. It wasn't necessarily turkey. He said meat with like coconut oil and tea leaves. Sounds like what you put on yourself when you're on the beach.
No, but we did get a rise out of him when we gave him the shoyu chicken.
Yes, he loved that.
Shoyu chicken.
Yes, you knew that.
That is outstanding.
Philip Lindsay on the carry. And goes out of bounds short of the 30.
Yeah, so my one of my mentors, one of my big brothers in the NFL was Mark Tuanay, and he had a Samoan background, and he would always do his shoyu chicken on special occasions. So we brought it up to Tua, and he's like, "How do you know shoyu chicken?"
But whatever he's eating right, and I think he deserves a lot of credit for all the trade rumors prior to with Deshaun Watson. Obviously, the injuries that he had, the rib injury before the finger injury, which he has worked his way through. And I think has improved with each game. I know Dolphin fans want to see him throw down the field more. If he has time, fires one there. That's right on target to Jalen Waddle. And he is zooming inside the 15 of the Panthers.
Well, if this doesn't show you the growth and the maturity of Tua Tagovailoa, then nothing will, because he's got a little bit of pressure coming from his left, and he does a great job of just sliding a little bit in the pocket. And watch this throw. In stride, leads him into the open part of the field to Jalen Waddle. That is excellent by Tua Tagovailoa.
I know you can appreciate good blocking. Philip Lindsay helping to protect Tua so he had time. That covered 57 yards. It's a way to get it downfield. Ahmed close to a first down inside the 5.
Let's go back and take a look. Watch him navigate the pocket right here. There's the pressure on the outside you talked about. Great pickup on Hassan Reddick, but just that little slide gets him into that open window, and look at that throw. I mean, in stride to Jalen Waddle. That is really well done.
He is really zipping the ball well. And Waddle, no question, where he was drafted and what has been expected, he has delivered.
I ask all coaches all the time. I just don't understand the wildcat. There we go. Thank you, Tua.
All right, he's back. Gaskin was standing there. They faked to him. Tua throws, end zone, and on a rebound. Is that incomplete? Great effort on the rebound by Durham Smythe. And now it's going to be 3rd down.
Really heads-up play by Durham Smythe. Let's see how close he was to getting that. Just missed it.
The initial target was Mac Hollins. Fans here seeing it on the big screen. 3rd and a yard. 5 will get them a touchdown. It's already 14-7 Dolphins. Tua has it. Slides. Got the first down. Didn't want to chance anything more.
Smart play. Hey, you just said, yeah, hey, we got 3rd and 1 for the first down. You need 5 for the touchdown. Understanding where you're out on the field, what the down and distance is. You don't got to get it in. You just got to convert that first down. Get yourself some more snaps. This has been a really impressive drive by the Dolphins offense, led by Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, after a couple of early 3rd down issues with the pass rush of Carolina, now on 1st and goal.
I knew they were going to do a wildcat eventually.
And that's Myles Gaskin looking for somewhere to go. He gets a block. Gaskin to the goal line, to the end zone. Touchdown Dolphins! Myles Gaskin. His 5th rushing touchdown. 6th overall. They'll take a closer look.
Nice job by Robert Hunt climbing up to that 2nd level. He forces Jermaine Carter to run underneath, and that prevents him from being able to make the tackle to prevent that touchdown.
Yeah, that left arm by Gaskin reaching, that kept him up. It has been reviewed and upheld. And impressive drive. The big pass play to Waddle. It's the 2nd rushing touchdown this season for Myles Gaskin. He does have 4 receiving scores, so total of 6.
Yeah, I'm actually interested to see who's under center or in shotgun right now for the Carolina Panthers. Cam Newton's off to a little bit of a slow start. It's a lot to ask, even a guy who's played as much football as Cam Newton has. To understand everything right now. He's off to a slow start with some interceptions. So do you go to P.J. Walker at this point, or do you stay with Cam Newton?
It's a good question. Now this from State Farm.
Jake from State Farm. What's good?
Oh, Patrick?
Nah, fam. Just your typical sneakerhead working here for the employee discount. But speaking of deals, I heard regular guys like me are getting the Patrick price. That can't be real, right?
Listen, State Farm offers rates that fit any budget. Even yours, typical sneakerhead.
Wow, just anyone now?
Yeah.
Man, these just sold out then.
For surprisingly great rates that fit any budget, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
So now a 14-point deficit after Gaskin does his part. P.J. Walker, you referenced a moment ago, 2nd-year player who started the Week 10 game in Arizona that they won. He was really, Cam came in relief kind of and added to it, but he's a mobile guy who is certainly more familiar. He started as the backup to Sam Darnold, who went on the injured list after that 3-0 start and then the 4-game losing skid for Carolina.
Well, that's the hard part, right? P.J. Walker has spent 2 years in this offense. Cam Newton has played a lot of NFL football, probably knows cover 0 better than P.J. Walker at this point in the game. But at 21-7, all of a sudden you've got to start thinking about what gives us the best chance to win today. As good as Cam played, in that little package we had for him in Arizona, as good as he was, last game against Washington, he's not playing at that level here today.
And he's never been noted as a top-level passer, even when he was the MVP in the league. 3-time Pro Bowler, and that was back in 2015 when he went, and the Panthers went to the Super Bowl. Looked like a little bit of movement on the part of the Panthers.
Full start. Offense number 78. 5-yard penalty. First down.
They led the league after 11 weeks in penalties, did Carolina, and they have 3 today.
Yeah, that's going to infuriate Matt Rule because, certain crews are kind of locked into certain plays. Hey, that crew has a lot of personal fouls. They have a lot of offensive pass interference. They have a lot of holding. That's a pre-snap penalty. That's going to happen regardless of what crew you're at. His team has got to stop those.
McCaffrey, and now Miami knows that at least when it comes to Cam Newton trying to air it out, they've come away with a couple of takeaways. Zach Sealer, who's been terrific for Miami versus the run. Can you come back in this game with Cam Newton running the ball? In other words, not just the running game with McCaffrey, but Cam taking off and running.
No, absolutely. You can lean on the run with Cam being a featured part of that. There's 4 minutes to go here in the first half. You know, we were down 21 going into the fourth quarter. We were not throwing the football well in Dallas that afternoon, and we really leaned on the running game, and we got all the way back into overtime and won that game down 21 late in the third going into the fourth.
Another batted pass. That's especially the Dolphins lead the NFL, this defense, in that category. Yeah, but didn't you have a guy like Troy Aikman?
Yeah, we had that Aikman guy. We had an Irvin guy.
That Emmitt Smith guy.
Emmitt Smith kid.
So that wasn't bad. Those were different days for the Cowboys. They would have liked them on Thanksgiving against the Raiders. Meanwhile, Flores, his team coming together nicely. Defense from the start, got the special teams play. Offense eventually clicking here. Now 3rd and 15. Are they going to bring it against Cam Newton? Newton from the pocket. Incomplete. Wide open. He couldn't get the ball to Amir Abdullah, who was short. But a misfire.
Yeah, Miami plays coverage. They drop people back. They're not going to let you throw it beyond the sticks to get the first down. They're going to make you check it down and then rally up and tackle. A little bit of pressure in the face of Cam Newton there, but off target on that throw anyways. He had 2 guys, too. He had Amir Abdullah and Tommy Tremble underneath for a catch and run to try and get the yards.
Lachlan Edwards. Javon Holland is actually back. The rookie who had the interception earlier. He's worked some punt return activity and takes this across the 30, knocked back where the Dolphin offense will take over. Let's check in with Carissa, see what's coming up at the half.
Coming up on the Verizon Halftime Show, the fellas are in New York for Michael Strahan's jersey retirement, so Mike, Reggie, and I are holding down the fort.
Can we build a fort too?
No.
Can we play Fortnite?
All right, I'm done with you guys. We'll see you at the half.
All right, thanks, Carissa. Tell those guys we'll do the jokes. You guys do the halftime highlights. The Verizon halftime highlights. Tampa Bay is losing. Atlanta is winning. Houston beating the Jets. A Giant Eagle game where they're honoring Michael Strahan at the half. It's 3-0 Giants leading the Eagles. Giants will be here next Sunday in Miami. 55-yard punt, 7-yard return. Handoff, Myles Gaskin knocked down at the 34-yard line.
Carolina getting a little bit more aggressive with their defense now, too, bringing the inside linebackers on that blitz. Very close right there to splitting that with no linebackers on that second level for a big run.
2-yard pickup. Tua has not had to run that much. He only has 1 rush attempt. Straight ahead, Gaskin. It'll bring up a 3rd down opportunity. Panthers need to stop on the ball back. They have all 3 of their timeouts. Miami lost 1 of theirs when an early challenge by Brian Flores failed. Now a 3rd and 4.
But very consistent here in the first half. We talked about that really nice opening drive in the game last week against the Jets, and then a big lull until late 3rd quarter, early 4th quarter. They really kind of kept it going here the entire first half with really good complementary football, special teams, defense, offense, all 3 phases playing well for Miami.
Gaskin to the bottom of your screen on 3rd and 4. Tua throws that way. Catch made, and he held out for the first down. We've reached the 2-minute warning. Dolphins, with a 3-game win streak on the line, have a 14-point lead and the football here in Miami.
With MailChimp, you can guide.
Verizon halftime coming up with Carissa Thompson, Michael Vick, Reggie Bush sitting in for the crew in New York, where Michael Strahan is number being retired by the Giants. Check on Brady and Wentz. Also that Eagle-Giants game. Ahmed, the running back. 2 timeouts Miami on the 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage, brought down at the 40. Brian Burns doesn't just rush the passer. and a timeout by Carolina. They will have 2 remaining, so 2 for both the Dolphins and the Panthers. All right, well, I don't want to get too excited here, but no 1-7 team has ever gone on to make the playoffs. We know the Dolphins started that way. We know they're on their way, trying to win their 4th straight game. So they've turned the corner. What do you like most about this Dolphin team that we're seeing today and we've seen during the winning streak?
Complete game in the first half by all 3 phases. The block punt for a touchdown on special teams. Defense has taken the football away. Some explosive plays again by the offense, but then being able to drive the field as well. So this is the best half of football I've seen from Miami all season long. So that does bode well. You mentioned Brian Flores, 9-3 in the month of November. For some reason, they get it turned around. I give him and his entire staff, all the players in that organization, they did not panic at 1-7. They kept coming in, chopping wood, doing what they're supposed to do, controlling what they can control.
Quick pass to Albert Wilson. Gets a lot of blocks. And up around the 46-yard line. The receiving guy today, though, has been the rookie Jalen Waddle. 5 catches with a season high, career best over 100 receiving yards for Waddle. And we have another timeout. Let's take a look at what Waddle's been able to do.
Yeah, it's been a phenomenal show for him here today. Everybody wondering where that explosive play was from Jalen Waddle. And he's had a couple of them today. Whether it's been just the timing, kind of the distance on the route. You see those last 2. That's just really good quarterback, wide receiver timing. This one, just a great throw by Tua where he hits him in stride. He doesn't have to hesitate, wait on that football. He can just catch and run. So, yeah, just a really nice afternoon to start here in the first half for Jalen Waddle.
We talked about the big picture playoff hopes. I mean, that's still alive, but the Panthers even closer to that, and they'll need a stop and a rally on their part. Here's a chance on 3rd down and 8. Remember, the Dolphins will be kicking off to Carolina to start the second half. And it looks like a flag. In fact, there's somebody who's going to call time.
False start. Offense number 2. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
All right, well, the last 2 games coming in, the Dolphins combined for 19 penalties. That's an area that they had been better in prior to that.
Yeah, and when you're trying to turn that corner, try to grow as a team, the one thing you can't have are those self-inflicted wounds, and the penalties are the easiest way to do that. So, something Brian Flores has been preaching, talking about, and they got to find a way to get out of that rut right now.
It's only the first one that's been accepted today against Miami, and they're going to have another. I think Jalen Waddle was off to the races before.
False start. Offense number 17. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
He's in a hurry to get open.
Yeah, you want to watch the football, not the defender that's bailing. So Jalen Waddle's right here, but keep your eye on this guy. So Jalen's going to watch him. Oh, he's peeling out, so I got to go. No, the football hasn't been snapped yet.
He's just programmed. It's funny. We asked, was it Brian Flores about that? Should guys watch the ball? Do they go by sound? He's like, always watch the ball.
Always watch the ball.
Whether you're a lineman or receiver, and they're just going to kind of Gaskin handle this with 1 timeout remaining, and the Panthers will use their last one with 1:40 to go. Now this from Verizon.
This Black Friday, Verizon is doing it better, a lot better, because right now you can get iPhone 13 Pro on us. Just bring in your older damaged phone and we'll give you the phone everybody wants on America's most reliable network. On any unlimited plan. Better, better. And everyone gets up to $800 when they switch. Okay, everyone say better! Better! Black Friday better with Verizon, because everyone deserves better.
Shop online, in-store, or call today.
What if your phone is old and damaged? Not old or damaged, but mine is old and damaged.
We can work you a deal.
All right.
Notice we never say we'll be back. We just say now this, and I like that we could still. You're watching the field while you're getting the message, and the message for Cam Newton is you better rally your team. I guess there's somebody that might have your phone. They're calling in to help you out here, Daryl. The kick. Erickson waving people away. It bounces and goes out of bounds. Mentioned that the Panthers, if they could win today to get to 500, they'd be right in a current placeholding spot for the wild card. These are the wild card leaders at the moment, beyond the division leaders. Remember, you get 3 in, right? It's So look where they stand, and the Vikings and 49ers playing each other later this afternoon.
Yep, so some big games going to be down the stretch here in Carolina. I know that this is one of the games looking at. They felt they could come in here, be competitive, get back on track with a win, and then try to build some of that consistency down the stretch to make a playoff push.
46-yard punt without a return. The field position game, Miami's done a great job of making sure the Panthers are starting in a hole every drive. Cam Newton well protected, and that's batted down. Second one today by the Miami defense.
These are big plays too. These batted balls. Second and 10. Now in this situation, I mean, you kind of orchestrated it perfectly to get the ball back here at the end of the first half to try and steal some points. Your defense does a great job. Miami helps out with a couple of penalties there, and the defense comes out and gets that deflection on the first play.
I mean, they got to be careful they don't go 3 and out. Miami gets the ball back with a couple of timeouts. Newton wide open underneath. Amir Abdullah gets a first down. And it gets him out of a little bit of trouble spot there as the clock runs. Remember, they can't stop it. At least Carolina can't. McCaffrey looking on. Pick up a 13. Newton into the turf. He was hit hard. Jalen Phillips had that batted pass a moment ago. He's got 3.5 sacks. Almost had another one there. First rounder from the University of Miami.
Yeah, again, coming from the inside, number 15 right there, just gets upfield, starts to collapse, and just the twist. Emmanuel Ogbah coming on the little game there on the inside, so they're really starting to take advantage of this Carolina offensive line a little bit right here.
Remember, Cam Newton is 6'5", maybe even a little north of that, and 245, still chiseled, even in his early 30s. Incomplete. That's a drop. Amir Abdullah. It's funny, the Dolphins have had a problem with drops. They were the leader in that department, but the Panthers top 5 in drop passes. We saw some in the early series to start the game.
It's amazing when you talk to coaches and to players who are in the position that both of these teams are. They're just struggling to find a way to win consistently, and you'll hear them all talk about we got to make the plays when the plays are there. I mean, that's an opportunity right there for Amir Abdullah. Something simple like that to give you a better opportunity to convert this third down and keep this drive alive.
See if Miami brings the blitz here. There is extra pressure. He's hit as he throws. Andrew Van Ginkel got to Newton, and it's fourth down.
It just beats Dennis Daly around the outside and gets there pretty quick. You'll see right now, watch the shoulder dip, gets small, bends the edge right there, and gets a good hit on Cam Newton. That's one thing that's impressive. We've seen it twice on this drive. Cam Newton getting hit, yet some guys may fumble that, and yet he's got that strength that allows that ball to get downfield or be able to hold on to it so it's not a fumble.
Edwards with the punt. Fair catch called for Holland at the 32-yard line of Miami.
Well, we kick it around all the time. We talk about complementary football, and here's a great example of it. You start the game with a blocked punt. It's a mistake by Carolina, but you capitalize on it and you get a touchdown. And then takeaways. We always talk about the turnover ratio and takeaways, and the Dolphins have done a great job in that. And Jalen Waddle has had a heck of a first half here today. The Miami offense has been opportunistic when they've had their chances. So a really nice first half of football, and that's what we talked about at the top. The team that wins today will be the team that plays the most consistent style. Consistency has been a challenge for both of these teams. Really well done here in the first half by Miami.
Tua comes out throwing. Short pass. Mike Gesicki, his first grab. Miami will have, as the play clock runs down, or the game clock under 40, play clock under 30, they still have those 2 timeouts. Sideline throw. Can he get out of bounds? It's Gesicki again, and they said no, he did not. So they're going to use a timeout. They'll have 1 remaining. He was trying to get out. Not sure who the defender was over there that made it difficult for him once he made the catch.
Dante Jackson, number 26. See right there, just a little speed cut out, and
yeah, I think I would have called that out of bounds. I mean, kind of the continuation. Looks like the officials are discussing.
Rule to be out of bounds. Will the game clock operator please set the game clock to 25 seconds, please? 25.
1 second? I think it would have been more than that if he was.
That was a quick timeout.
Well, are they? Well, if that was the case, I don't know if Miami would have burned the timeout or used the timeout. Seemed like they would have liked to have saved that, which is why Gesicki was trying to get out of bounds.
Yeah, I don't know if he referenced the timeout.
Are they going to
give it back to him? Yeah, they
gave it back. Okay, well they got it right then. That's the idea eventually. Tua right on target, falling inside the 45 is Waddle for a first down catch. Now you can use one of your timeouts.
Charge timeout, Miami. This will be a 30-second.
So they will have one remaining.
Yeah, nice job by John Hussey and his crew in that situation to get that play called and cleaned up a little bit, because that's big. You know, losing that timeout in that situation by Miami. Well done.
We pick on officials a lot. We all have a critical eye. But John Hussey and his wife Paula, they have done a terrific job around the country with animal rescue and helping raise funds for animals that need homes. And especially through the pandemic, they kept on working, provided a lot of homes for people and pets. Something he does when he's not officiating, especially around this time of year. We give thanks to those who do nice things. On a 1st and 10. To a juggling catch inside the 35. The pass was right on target and eventually hauled in by Isaiah Ford.
Yeah, if he can catch that clean, this is going to be interesting. Let's take a look at this. And if this is a clean catch, is he going to be able to split?
Yeah, it looked like there was a lot of room to run.
Yeah, I agree.
And then the ball was right there.
So there's Isaiah coming underneath. If he catches that clean, can he get in between those two defenders right there?
I don't know if he goes all the way, but he certainly picks up another 10 or 15 easily. They used the last timeout. 21 straight wins at home when leading at the half. They came in here with back-to-back home wins. Carolina came in with back-to-back road wins. Turnovers, takeaways by the Dolphin defense. Turnovers by Carolina. 2 interceptions of Cam Newton. And also block punt, special teams play for the Dolphins. Got them going. Trying to add to a 14-point lead. Waddle in motion. Pass is caught by Waddle, who gets out of bounds. Getting closer for a field goal try with 12 seconds remaining and no timeouts. Yeah, Jason Sanders has missed more field goals this year, 5 than he did in all of 2020. Suffered a couple of blocks. But when we asked Brian Flores about any concern, he said no. We know what he's done in the past. He's a reliable kicker, not afraid to put him in any spot. Of course, here, any kind of distance before the half is worth a shot.
Oh, boy.
This may be a difficult thing to do as Tua can't come up with it. And without any timeouts, the Panthers have it. Frankie Louvu, the pitch. And this will come to an end as the half comes to an end. And I think Matt Rule is saying there was a second on that clock. See if they reset it. I mean, players are leaving the field for the half.
Hold on a second, please. Everybody hold on a second.
Yeah, hold everything.
Gentlemen, hold on a second.
We have seen some rough snaps today.
We are going to put 1 second on the clock.
That's what Matt Rule thought, that there was still a second. And I'm wondering if the New York home office of officiating can help with this too. Usually the clock gets all handled here, but this is a critical spot because they have a chance, Carolina does, for a field goal try.
Yeah, we saw them get the play cleaned up on the sideline that worked in the advantage of Miami to preserve that timeout. And here again, getting this situation resolved, if this is the correct decision to get that extra second on the clock. to give Carolina an opportunity for points. And Austin Ryder, we saw one earlier in the half. It was low. I still think Tua should have been able to field that one. That one was really bad. That was low left on the ground. So that's all on Austin Ryder right there.
Or at least for Tua to jump on it initially instead of trying to pick it up, knowing the situation.
Well, you're going to try and make a play, and it's hard for competitive people to recognize it's a negative play and don't compound it.
Zane Gonzalez will try from 41 yards away. It's up there. It's out there. And through somehow. The Panthers get points. That was a 28-yard fumble return on the botched snap. And Matt Rule and his sideline alertly said, hey, there was a second. Fans here didn't like it. That's the way it was ruled. Our first half stats brought to you by State Farm. Turnover by Miami helps the Panthers get 3. Let's head to the Verizon halftime. Carissa Thompson and crew.
Is prohibited.
That's today's game flow brought to you by Progressive. Panthers getting ready to receive the second half kickoff. Tua's played well. Bad snap before the half led to a controversial field goal. Darryl Johnston, Chris Myers will check in with Jen Hale here in just a moment. But if you're the Panthers, and Matt Rule talked about his team being more consistent here, chance to stay in the playoff race, get to 500. They're just going to have to play better against a very good Dolphin team here.
Well, nothing to really build off to get that consistency in the first half. They were not very good at all. The big explosive play to DJ Moore to get the first touchdown was great, but the way that half ended gives them a little bit of life going into the locker room. I think it's going to be a critical play. It's going to be interesting to see how this second half starts off with that big turn right there. Instead of being 24-7, it is now 21-10.
And it'll be a touchback. So Cam Newton, 3 out of 15. Do you consider P.J. Walker quarterback something you can address, and maybe Jen Hale has during the half, Jen?
Indeed, Chris. Well, Matt Rule happy that they get the ball first. He's ready for his team to reestablish themselves. Rule's looking for everybody to play better. Here's something that's really going to help. Christian McCaffrey rolled his ankle in that first half. Just 10 carries for 35 yards, but he got some treatment at halftime, doing much better. A full workload today in this half is expected, so hopefully he'll be able to give this Panther squad a little boost for Carolina fans, Chris.
All right, thank you, Jen. Usually, 21 touches. He averages only 10 today. Chuba Hubbard in there to start. Quick pass, and that is caught by DJ Moore as Cam Newton opens this second half. I mentioned now he's just, 4 out of 16 so far.
Yeah, and when you talk about consistency, when it's the passing game, it's that rhythm, and they were just never able to get into a rhythm in that first half, and 2 critical turnovers, by Cam Newton in that passing game, and just 29 plays in that first half. That tells you how out of sync that offense was.
Yeah, it's not that P.J. Walker's necessarily the savior, as you pointed out too, for Cam being new to this system, to this team after coming back, or this coaching group here. And the way the Dolphin defense has played, as Chuba Hubbard carries, just short of a first down. And right before the half, we talked about this, and it happened quickly. We thought time had run out, but the bad snap, Tua loses it. 28-yard return to set up a field goal. Matt Rule quick to point out, and the officiating crew said, yes, there was 1 second that should be set up on the clock to allow the kick.
Yep, and there's your big 6-point swing right there at the end of the first half. Really nice effort, on that play by Isaiah Ford to get back. You thought Frankie Louvu might have the ability to get that in the end zone for a touchdown.
On a 3rd and 1, Cam Newton does have the touchdown run. He kept it himself. He gives. Abdullah will not make it. Landon Roberts, he was bothered by a hip during the week with practice. That's an interesting call when you need a yard and you got Hubbard or McCaffrey or Newton.
Yeah, I really don't like this. This is going to be an option, between Amir Abdullah and Chuba Hubbard coming down the line, and it's just one of those plays. How many chances do you get to rep that? Getting ready for that. That's something that Cam Newton should be doing because he's experienced in that. How to carry that down the line, challenge the defender, fake punt.
It's a fake, and they're going to get the first down. Plenty of running room up near midfield. Sean Chandler on the carry for Carolina. And a block punt earlier. They respond against Flores and the Dolphins with a fake punt on a 4th down.
Well, it's one of the things that we talked to Matt Rule about. As the head coach, what can you do to help your team? To generate momentum, to steal a possession. And there's a play right there. When it looked like they came out and had a terrible start to the second half.
Chandler, the safety from Temple for Carolina. The up back takes the snap, gets the first, and Cam Newton clicking here. Low throw. I don't know if he lifted it off the turf. Tommy Tremble could not. He was open. Cam went down on the pass play, the pressure on.
Yeah, he takes a big hit on this from Andrew Van Ginkel, looping back inside, stands in that pocket, and there's the hit.
He got Van Ginkeled.
Van Ginkeled.
Come up big, a couple of nice try by Tremble. Coverage was good closing in after he appeared to be open by Byron Jones. McCaffrey has checked in on a 2nd and 10.
Number 1, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
So they add to the penalty total.
And that's challenging right there because if you're immersed in this offense, you're going to be able to recognize that you've got a play that maybe a dead play into that defense by Miami, and you want to get out of it a little bit late in that process, and then you run the risk of getting everybody reset, lined up, and you take that delay of game.
That's 85 penalties for the year here in Week 12 for Carolina. McCaffrey has not been involved in the passing game. And that throw is way off the mark. DJ Moore was trying to finish the pattern. It'll be 3rd and 15.
And again, just how hard this is. I don't think people understand. This is not the Carolina offense, right? There's been a coaching change since Cam was here. So this is Joe Brady's offense. It's different. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to teach him enough to go out on the field on a Sunday in the NFL and win a football game. And you can't ask him to learn the whole playbook. So you're doing it by the game plan. So Cam just really has at his access what they have in place against Miami this week.
Underneath. Abdullah will be short of the 1st down. Remember, Cam Newton was out of a job, free agent, and he was upset. He said, I'm better than the 32 guys, or at least I'm better than the 32 jobs that are out there that are available for me. And he finally got one once the Sam Darnold injury took place. And started like a house of fire for Carolina, but losing the start the Panthers did against Washington with Cam's first start last week, and struggling here at 21-10.
And that's disappointing right there. You call the fake punch, you get the 1st down, you get another set of downs, and you don't do anything with that.
They wouldn't dare fake it again. He's going to let it go, and wisely does. That's a touchback. Holland on top of things. It'll be out to the 20-yard line. What a day Tua Tagovailoa is having, throwing to his rookie receiver Jalen Waddle. 7 catches, 119 yards for Waddle, and a score.
At Progressive, we love your pets as much as you do. Like this guy.
It was a 51-yard punt, but Holland wisely let it go, so the touchback brings it out to the 20. Offensive leaders for the Dolphins here in the 3rd quarter as they protect an 11-point lead. Tua completing today at an 86% percentage. His accuracy has been spot on, and that one is again to Waddle. 8th catch of the game for Jalen Waddle.
This is kind of interesting right now. Brian Burns and Hassan Reddick are not on the field at the edges.
That is surprising, considering they've been applying heat on Tua. Miles Gaskin carries and close to a first down. We'll check that spot. It's like he's a little bit short.
Yetur Gross-Matos is at one of the edges, and it looks like they've kicked Morgan Fox out on the other one. So
there's Brian Burns looking on. I mean, since 2019, most sacks by any player drafted that year. But a force today. Savon Ahmed, the back on 3rd and a yard, or less than a yard. Tua pitches to him. He's got room for the first down and gets it for the Dolphins. Add to it as he moved upfield.
This is a really nice play design. Don't know if they had this called, anticipated what Carolina was going to do. Look at all these bodies in here, thinking quarterback sneak, right? We're going option down the line real quick. Get Savon Ahmed out on that edge.
So that's a good time to bring back Hassan Reddick and Brian Burns. They're back on the field for Carolina's defense. A 16-yard pickup. First down from the 45. Straight ahead, brought down right away is Ahmed. Jermaine Carter making the tackle.
But again, getting into this mode of being able to establish the line of scrimmage, that's one of the big battles that goes on during the course of the game. It's been going back and forth here. Who's going to win the line of scrimmage? Miami has come out here in the second half and is looking to take control.
On the move and completes. Going out of bounds around midfield, Durham Smythe.
Just does a real nice job. He's never in too much of a hurry. Gets a little chip on Brian Burns. You'll see him as a check down guy, but he's got a really good feel for space. Watch him at the end of the line right there. Just a little hit. Going to slow Brian Burns down a little bit. Turn him over to your guard who's pulling, and then you dump yourself out into the flat.
Dolphins with their 2 tight ends at 6'6", Gesicki and Durham Smythe both cleared the back. 3rd and 6. Panthers blitz. It's picked up. Tua throws high, but catching it and coming down at the 40 is Jalen Waddle.
Jalen Waddle coming up from the very inside right here, and you know this is a team that has lost some corners, you know, during the course of the season. You know, not the secondary they started with earlier in the year, and Miami is taking advantage of the matchup right now. Jalen Waddle versus Dante Jackson.
I was just going to mention that. I know Stephon Gilmore's not entirely healthy, but they have played him.
J.C. Horn, top draft pick,
got hurt. Quick pass. Smythe inside the 30. It's another Dolphin first down with the tight end usage. And they haven't even had to go to Cethan Carter or the rookie Hunter Long, who was terrific in college, the 3rd rounder from Boston College. But they're using him now.
Yeah, but this is like straight line option, right? You got there, but instead of the pitch, what do you have? You have the pass. So you run straight line option, check that. If it's not there, then instead of coming down the line and throwing the pitch, you're throwing the flat route. So it's kind of like that option attack that you saw back in the day in college football.
Look at the passing percentage here. 22 out of 25, over 200 yards. And a touchdown for Tua. This time it's Philip Lindsay into a crowd. Just over 7 minutes, and they're working on, we heard the report from Jen on McCaffrey, because you wondered, Daryl, at the half when we were grabbing a hot dog here and an iced tea. It looks like they're working on that ankle. He had only 10 rushes, and usually he's got twice as many touches, especially in the passing game. He hasn't caught a ball today.
Yeah, there's been a lot of conversation, about Christian McCaffrey and making sure he's healthy throughout the year. But when you talk to him about it, he's like, listen, if 10 snaps is going to work, 10 touches, 30 touches, whatever it takes. And, football's a physical game. You get nicked up from time to time. And they've just got to find a way to be able to keep him healthy.
2nd down 8. Tua to throw if he can. Flag down. Throwing that into the turf around the 10-11 yard line. Pressure was on. Boy, they've had a few chances down here in penalties.
Holding. Offense number 73. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
It's on the left guard, the former first-round pick from USC in his second year. The call on Austin Jackson.
Yeah, Austin Ryder misses on Morgan Fox right there, but here's your hold right next to him. You can see right there up top high. But again, a lot of pressure by that Carolina front into Tua's face.
He's been sacked twice by this Carolina defense. Again, top 3 in the NFL in quarterback sacks coming in. Myles Gaskin inside the 35. It'll bring up a third down. Maybe trying to get a little closer for a field goal try if they don't get the first. Flag down. Came toward the end of the play.
Okay.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting, defense number 43. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the run. Automatic first down. This is the first penalty in the unsportsmanlike category for number 43. If he gets one more, he will be disqualified.
Hassan Reddick, who's having a Pro Bowl year, is having a terrible day.
Well, the Carolina team is having a terrible day. And again, the standard, this is a rebuilt defense. This is supposed to be the strongest phase of this Carolina team at this point of the rebuild. And Miami has come out and really kind of taken over the line of scrimmage from them here in the second half.
Tua has it. It's a flip to the tight end, and that's Smythe breaking tackles inside the 10. And the time chewed up on this drive. Outstanding.
Yeah, exactly. And here's that play again. It's kind of the straight line option, but Durham Smythe is going to become your pitch guy. But instead of trailing the quarterback and pressing the edge, you release into the flat as that other option on the play. And yeah, this is impressive. We're at 5:36 on this drive to start the second half. They had a fantastic drive to close out the game against the Jets. 12 plays, 653 last weekend.
Myles Gaskin, can he get the first down? And they give him that surge, so it's first and goal Dolphins. By the way, Smythe, second leading receiver in the game with 4 catches. Waddle has 9 to lead everybody. And some power football from the Dolphins with some short passing. Chewing up the clock and getting closer to more points.
Well, just as the Carolina offense has not been able to find their rhythm all afternoon, the Miami Dolphins offense has been in rhythm pretty much the whole day.
Tua throws, catch made, but hit right away and knocked down. Shaq Thompson took care of Smythe this time. He's had enough.
Really nice job recognizing exactly what he's going to do. Watch him. Here he is right here. He's going to see them down block. He avoids that little rub right there, trying to push Jeremy Chin, number 21, his teammate, to affect his angle outside, but he sees it and just takes off for Durham Smythe.
His third quarter is evaporating quickly here. It's a direct snap to Gaskin. He's into the end zone. Touchdown Dolphins. A handoff and then a handoff. A 2-touchdown day on the ground for Myles Gaskin.
Well, you get out of the huddle, you run wildcat, and then you come up and you've got a little bit of an overloaded offensive line as well, right? So you're going to kind of get after Carolina before they can kind of recognize that. You can see how they've got everybody walled out and blocked down. Carolina didn't have a chance stopping that one.
And the extra point. He had a string going, which was the longest. It was 69 straight extra points made. Sanders misses that one. But the Dolphins add to their lead. Some crazy things happening today in Miami. Carolina defense got pushed around for 7.5 minutes, giving up a touchdown, and Brian Burns is hot about it.
Yeah, and that's something that you'd like to see if you're a Carolina fan right now. There's one of your leaders on the defensive side of the ball holding his guys up to the standard that you have in place. That was unacceptable for this Carolina defense. They're supposed to be the strength of this team.
Let's check in with Jen Hale.
Christian McCaffrey working hard to be out there with his teammates and do his part on offense. We talked a few minutes ago about how he tweaked that left ankle during the first half. He spent that entire series where the Dolphins scored, having it taped, retaped, stretching it, working on it. So definitely something that he is feeling that's bothering him, but something that he's trying real hard not to let slow him down today. We'll see if he can get it right.
He's looking on right now with Chuba Hubbard in the backfield. Hubbard came in as the team's leading rusher because of some of those injuries this year with McCaffrey. Robbie Anderson in motion, straight ahead. Hubbard, big hole! First down up to the 42 and a flag back at the 26-yard line. This may be coming back.
Holding, offense number 60. 10 yards from the previous spot, first down.
Holding call on Pat Elflein, the center. Again,
that's all close, huh?
Yeah, there was another one. Remember we had the one earlier with, I think it was Austin Jackson, where I thought he let go as the guy started to separate. I thought the same thing there. Is there holding? There's holding on virtually every snap. It's just, is it preventing the defender from making a play on the football?
Wipes out a big gainer that was all the way up to the 42. Trying to be creative. Cam Newton's throw. Incomplete. Looks like his Agba got his hands up again. Another batted pass. He's got a string of games and leads the entire NFL in that department, as does this Dolphin team.
You watch number 91. A lot of action in the backfield, elevates and just gets a little tip right there. Impacts the throw to Ian Thomas.
That's the longest streak in the last 20 years. 7 straight games for Emmanuel Agba with a batted pass. You know, he's 6'4", so it's not like he's just leaning on his height and he's extending his arms. He's in the right place for quarterbacks at the wrong time. Newton is sacked right at the goal line. They're pointing. Jalen Phillips and Christian Wilkins converged on Newton. That was nearly a safety.
I want you to watch Duke Wilson right here. He's the guy that's going to come free on the blitz. Or Duke Riley, I'm sorry. Number 94, Christian Wilkins beats Pat Elflein right there. He's the one that flushes him. And then you meet back at Cam Newton. Lucky not to have given up a safety on this play.
Duke Riley started everything with a block punt. But the Dolphins scored on. All right, 3rd and 34. That's why Matt Rule has that look. Another batted pass. I mean, Cam Newton is 6'5" and change here. He ought to be able to get the ball over people.
Well, because you're checking the ball down into these crossing routes in the middle of the field, it's coming off at a low trajectory. You're going to see right there. Adam Butler goes up, gets the deflection that time, but you can see those underneath routes being real shallow.
Great defensive stand by Miami. I mean, this defense can take over a game, can change a game, can win a game. Edwards, Holland backing up at the 41, bobbles it, picks it up. Slips a tackle. Holland across midfield to the 47-yard line of Carolina. Tua and the Dolphins back on offense with the lead, and after their defense made life miserable on Cam, well in control here in South Florida.
Owns Rocket Cam.
P.J. Walker The backup Cam Newton 5 out of 20 with 2 interceptions today.
Yeah, 6.7 QB rating. You know, I think right now you bring PJ Walker in. You know, he has exposure to this offense for the last 2 years, and it happens all the time in the NFL. The starter's having a tough day. You bring in somebody else to see if you can create a spark with the team, and we talked about this with Matt Rule. You know, when you talk to Jimmy Johnson, he went down, he went fishing with him out on the boat, just getting some great ideas from a great head coach on how to manage your team. And he said during the course of the game, there's going to be opportunities for you to create momentum or make a play. I think just putting PJ Walker in on the next series is an opportunity for Matt Rule to create some momentum. The same way that Cam Newton created momentum going into Arizona and scoring the first 2 times he touched the ball. I mean, are either one of those guys your starter for next year? I mean, that's another question that they have to answer.
Probably not. I think they would admit that now. Lindsey with running room and a first down. Time for a game break. Here's Carissa.
Thanks, Chris. Bucks down 24-14 to the Colts when Leonard Fournette takes it in for his 3rd of the game. Coming into today, he had 4. He's got 3 today. Bucks down by 3.
All right, thanks very much. The Eagles are on the board in that game with the Giants. That's a 10-7 Giants lead in the 4th quarter. Here, Matt Rule, you wonder, what has he got to lose? 1-year deal with Cam Newton. It's not like you're benching a career starter. Remember his 2nd trip back. Meanwhile, Tua and the Dolphins moving downfield, chewing up time here late in the 3rd. Philip Lindsay, they pick him up this week. Part of the game plan, it's showing why. Myles Gaskin has run well today with a couple of touchdowns.
Yeah, and then Myles Gaskin is kind of your in-between-the-tackle, tough physical guy. I think what Philip Lindsay brings is the ability to get outside on the edge with a little bit of speed. You know, he's an outside zone runner. That's the bread and butter for the Denver Broncos, where he got his start and had those 2 really, really impressive seasons. You know, Rookie of the Year, Pro Bowler in 2018. You know, that's that play right there.
Jalen Waddle setting a Dolphin rookie record, 12 catches in a game. Terry Kirby used to have that mark. He's got 9 for 137, so he's trying to close in on that as he's had a terrific day so far connecting with Tua Tagovailoa. On a 3rd down and 1. Dolphins fans here cheering on Tua in the offense. They have supported their defense today. And at the end of 3 quarters in Miami, Dolphins on their way to their 4th straight victory. The defense has done its part.
We've been waiting.
Hard Rock Stadium, Miami Gardens, Florida. Darryl Johnston, Jed Hale, Chris Myers. Hope you're having a great holiday weekend. Had a great Thanksgiving. Dolphins protecting the lead with the football. Philip Lindsay carries. What's amazing to me, the bottom line there, no Dolphins starting quarterback has had back-to-back games with 80-plus completion percentage. Tua at 82% against the Jets last week. He's at 89% today. The great Hall of Famer Dan Marino, even you go back to Bob Greasy, who was a high percentage passer, part of the perfect Dolphins with Earl Morrall. Tua making a name for himself in Miami, just his 2nd season.
It's hard to throw an 80% completion percentage for Dan Marino when it's going 30 yards.
He was throwing 80-yard bombs to the
7-step hitch, and it's going down the field. This is different. These are all in the flat, little check down.
He was throwing to the Marx brothers. Mark Clayton, Mark Duper. On 4th and 1, they're going for it. Pretty good percentage. The pitch to Ahmed, and he leaps to get it. That's the kind of day that's going for the Dolphins.
And you've got to sense this from the outside. The way that this formation was, it's heavy tilt that they're going to get outside. They're going to be able to collapse everybody just by the pre-snap on that formation. You can see right there. I mean, look at these angles that you've created. You're going to take and pull out and around, and it's just you're going to have another one coming in from the outside to squeeze down C.J. Henderson, and then you get one-on-one on the outside. Liam Eichenberg doesn't even know who to block because there's so much space out there.
20 first downs for Miami, just 6 for Carolina. Tua with a quick flip to Gaskins, who's tackled right away as soon as he got the football. Panther defense was ready for him. Miles Hartsfield from his safety spot. By the way, Shaq Thompson has had a very good year in this Carolina defense, leading tackler in the game with 12 for Carolina. But they have not done enough to keep Shaq, keep the Dolphins from controlling this, especially the second half, this game. Blitz is on after a 2-yard loss. Tua on the move. Folks, here comes a flag as Smythe is brought down. It's like a hold.
Holding, offense number 74. 10-yard penalty, second down.
That's Eichenberg, the left tackle.
Yeah, really nice move by Daquan Jones inside, and Liam Eichenberg just kind of, we might even kind of credit him with a tackle on this one, Chris.
Now 2nd and 22, backs him up to the 36-yard line. Here comes another flag.
Did you say Lambo?
No, I didn't say Lambo.
Full start. Offense number 73. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
I didn't say Lambo. I said Hard Rock.
Yeah.
Hey, at least that snap got to him.
Well, just frustrated. Just the pre-snap penalties are just. I mean, quarterbacks go crazy, coaches go crazy. It's the first thing you do in training camp is to work with your cadence and be able to go on multiple snap counts.
Well, Ryder has moved around. Again, Michael Dieter close to coming back. Tua's going to keep. Go straight up the middle. Gaskin on that one. Inside the 35. Hey, the Dolphins have done it. Who's down in pain kneeling there at the 40? It is Ryder. If Cameron Tom is a backup center, as they tend to him, can always slide somebody over.
I think we had Jeremy Chin down as well.
We also have a Panther at the 31-yard line. All right, we hope those guys are okay. We'll check on that and continue here in a moment. Cameron Thomas coming to play center. Austin Ryder to the injury tent for the Dolphins. That's their 4th different center they've used this year. And Jeremy Chin left with an injury. Sean Chandler sliding into that spot in the Carolina secondary. On a 3rd and 19. To Albert Wilson. Stays inside the 30 and in bounds. And that should give them a field goal try.
And we'll go take a look at the injuries that we had on that play. So Austin Ryder, number 61 there. He's going down low. Looks like he made contact, maybe with that knee. And again, here comes Jeremy Chin, and you can see the collision there. So potentially 2 guys that have gone into concussion protocols on the sideline.
Jason Sanders, who had his string of extra points snapped a moment ago from 46 yards away. The kick is good. The Dolphins 30 on the board. Just under 11 to play here in the 4th.
On now that the Beast is back. Find out on an all-new edition of Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8 Eastern on Fox.
Here in Miami, everybody feeling good about the Dolphins. There you go, Florida's finest. We shout out to law enforcement and the guys, girls everywhere doing their job. Thank you for that. And Tua, outstanding game, 26 out of 29. That was another drive of 6.5 minutes, Daryl. They had a drive of 7.5 minutes prior to that to build a 30-10 lead.
Those were some good push-ups.
Healthy.
By both the officer and the Dolphin.
And the Dolphin.
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh finally led Michigan over rival Ohio State. So now the Wolverines, their first ever Big Ten championship game. You'll see it Saturday. They hope to punch their ticket to the college football playoffs. They face number 16 Iowa. Coverage 7 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. P.J. Walker, your quarterback. You've been lobbying all afternoon, Daryl, or at least, well, you saw him play. You were a fan of the kind of play as a backup to Sam Darnold before he was hurt, and then the arrival of Cam Newton, and now he's taken over here on the game. Cam Newton, by the way, 5 out of 20 with 2 interceptions and 92 yards passing. He did have a touchdown run. And he's sacked. Because it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. If you don't have time, Emmanuel Ogbah is going to get you either with a batted pass or a sack. And that's his 6th of the year.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Taylor Moton on this play. I don't know if his feet got tied up, but this is a poor set. It just, he gets twisted. I mean, Emmanuel Ogbah just runs him right over.
Walker, quick drop, quick throw, and right on target, going out of bounds near the first down marker to DJ Moore.
Yeah, I got an opportunity to play against PJ Walker in the XFL. I was the Dallas Renegades organization, and PJ Walker, he was undefeated in our league. He was the best quarterback in our league. So I'm well aware of his talents, and I like this decision. Get him in and get him some reps and see what he can do.
Trying to get the first down, and they do. Amir Abdullah carries. Still no Christian McCaffrey. We were hoping with a report that he'd return, but that's not happening now. And there are the numbers on Cam in his 2nd straight start. A career low passer rating. Walker in trouble. Spins out of it, but can't get out of that. Sacked at the 29 by Jalen Phillips.
And really good rush lane integrity by the Dolphins. You know, you always want to see a quarterback climb and go forward in the pocket. And if you can expose one of those empty rush lanes, that's what you do. But look at the discipline there. There's nowhere for P.J. Walker to go. He's got to bail to the outside and goes right into Jalen Phillips.
2 sacks for Phillips today. P.J. Walker is trying to run around to make something happen. He does. Floats one, and that's intercepted. 3rd takeaway for Miami, and Nick Needham went to the turf to make that happen.
And that's the reason that Cam is starting. And maybe you stay with Cam a little bit longer than I would, because he's played in the NFL. He's played in meaningful games. He knows what plays are there to be made and what plays aren't. This is something that P.J. Walker is going to have to grow into. You can't make this throw. At some point, it's a negative play. The defense is one. Throw it away, punt the ball. I know you're down, but when you try to make something happen when there's nothing there, bad things happen. And there's another tip pass by this Dolphins defense. That's about their 5th here this afternoon and has been just as big a part as how they've played.
That was Andrew Van Ginkel who deflected that. And on 2nd down, a guy like Walker, you can just run for yardage. And then we thought we might see more of that from Cam. But this Dolphin defense, outstanding. And during this win streak, they've held the opponent under 20 points. Houston 17-9. Baltimore 22-10. As Lindsey carries. The Jets 24-17. And here it's a 30-10 game.
And this offense has just been grinding out time here this entire 2nd half. And they come out and they're getting right back after this Carolina front in the run game.
I think if you're a Panther fan, you knew the team was riding a little bit of an inconsistent wave this year. Up, down, a loss, a win, a loss. But you got to be disappointed what you saw today. Thought maybe the defense could hold up a little bit better. Of course, 3 turnovers, 3 giveaways, or if you want to call them that by the Panthers, doesn't help your defense. So they get stressed. Lindsey carries again.
But what did we talk about? You know, the game last week. You know, against the Jets. 67 plays, 34 passes, 33 runs. It's balanced as they've been all season long. Today, 63 plays, 31 passes, 33 runs. So actually on the plus side.
Miami had that early block punt for a quick 6. But this offense, without really a star in the running game, I mean, Myles Gaskin is efficient. You can tell they're looking for some help there, picking up Phillip Lindsay, who's already carried 9 times today. As Tua delivers to Albert Wilson, who does not get the first down. Had he fallen forward, he might have had it. A.J. Boye was running with him, and now it's 4th down. I'm sure the Miami's just going to leave the offense out there. 230 yards through the air for Tua today.
The other thing about the accuracy, we've showed you that number that he's had today from a completion percentage standpoint. I mean, it's phenomenal. But he's hit these guys in stride too on that one. Albert Wilson. I mean, it just the location has been great.
Interesting that they came up. The running back took the snap. Saw Tua pointing as he fell forward. Let's see if he got the first down. We had a wildcat as Myles Gaskin has scored a couple of touchdowns. He did get enough for the first down.
Where do we get that play from? Is that a Kansas City play? Is that a Travis Kelce play?
That looked like
this is a copycat league, right?
Was that Durham Smythe?
Coming in from the tight end position.
I mean, you see the Rams do that a little bit with Tyler Higbee. You know, tight ends on the move. We've seen, Travis Kelce, Kittle, maybe a little bit of that from San Francisco. There's Smythe dancing around. It's Phillip Lindsay, who is close to another first down inside the 20-yard line. Dolphins will have the Giants in town and then the Jets here. So if Miami hangs on here to get to 5 wins, and those are 2 teams that you figure the way they're playing, they can get to 500, get to 7-7, and then at New Orleans, at Tennessee, and they finish with the Patriots here in Miami. And of course, they started the season with a win against New England.
Giants up and down, struggling, made some changes this week. New York, the Jets, up and down. New Orleans, completely different team than the beginning of the year. Tennessee, a team that without Derrick Henry is completely different. So really, can it all come down to that season finale there for the Miami Dolphins as they take on the New England Patriots, their division rival?
Darren Smythe again on that play, showing off the first down signal. He's had a big day as a receiver. 5 catches, second most of any player in the game behind Waddle. We mentioned the great Novembers that Brian Flores, and this is 3rd season, and that's one thing regardless of who the quarterbacks have been. You go back to Fitzpatrick and when Tua was out last year. Second half, a better team than the first half, building as Lindsay gets inside the 15-yard line. I'll tell you, if this defense continues to play like this for the Dolphins, they can play with anybody.
Well, it's going to be interesting, right? Because today the quarterback position was not great for Carolina. Is that because of that Miami defense? Absolutely, they play a role in that. But you really need to see them. And this is when it's going to be challenging if you want to be this aggressive. And you've got Byron Jones and Xavier Howard, kind of pressed up against some of these elite teams in the AFC. That's what I want to see. I want to see this defense as it's getting more and more confident. How do they do against a really, really explosive offense?
Tua keeps throws incomplete. Isaiah Ford the target. No flags. I'll tell you, both quarterbacks talked about, before you can win, you have to not lose a game. As Tua tried to deliver this, fans here wanted a call.
Yeah, hard to see from that one. Let's see. Dante Jackson looks to be there a little bit early on Isaiah Ford.
Waddle still just short of that receiving yardage rookie record for the Dolphins. Jackson banged up a little bit. That's Gaskin. Miles Gaskin knocked down right away. But I like that Tua told us that he had talked to, I think it was Drew Brees he mentioned. He said before you can win a game, you got to learn, to not lose the game. And Cam said so much was a Bill Belichick thing that was told to him. So Tua today did his part, and that's whereas Cam was frustrated early with the Dolphin defense.
Yeah, as good as it has been the past 2 games for Cam. I mean, when you come in on November 11th and you're playing just a few days later, and the first 2 times you touch the ball, one's a rushing touchdown, one's a passing touchdown, and then you come back the following week and you're still kind of growing in that offense, and to perform the way he did there, 21 out of 27 for 189 yards and no turnovers. They really expected at some point to put P.J. Walker in last week against the Washington football team, but Cam was playing so well, they just left him in there and wrote it out. And all good things must come to an end. It'll be interesting to see what Joe Brady and this Carolina offense does next week.
33-yard try for Sanders. He missed the extra point, but he made the 46-yarder, and he hits here. That's an encouraging sign for the Dolphins. Arms up, field goal good, and frustrating moment for Matt Rule at 33. America's Game of the Week is coming up after this. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers hosting Matthew Stafford and the Rams. NFC powerhouse teams, Vikings and 49ers battle. That's important to that wild card in the NFC for Panther fans. America's Game of the Week on Fox, the Fox Sports app. Check the listing for the game in your area. Sanders good today on his field goals and a touchback here. I mentioned the quarterbacks in those late games. You had Kirk Cousins, Garoppolo in that Minnesota game. Look at the receivers that those quarterbacks have, and that will be on. These are probably the 4 best receivers in the NFL right now.
Well, we've got our little experiment here, right? We did a little thing post-game
Cooper Kupp
a few weeks
early.
back that really, a lot of people took offense to us saying Cooper Kupp was the #1 receiver in the NFL at this time. He by yardage, he still is, but we're going to be able to see that little experiment here this afternoon and really see who performs the best in the late games.
Each of them do special things. Deebo Samuel more of a runner these days. What a throw. And on target near midfield to Brandon Zylstra. P.J. Walker showing off his arm when he had time.
Yeah, that first series, he was under duress the whole time. Miami did a great job, and that forced him into a couple of mistakes. But what you see right there, you give him some time in the pocket. That's a nice throw into the middle of the field.
An undrafted free agent.
False start. Offense number 65. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's on Daly, but Walker was originally signed by the Colts in 2017 from Temple here, showing off his arm strength.
Yeah. And you see right there to the middle of the field, just over Eric Rowe as he comes into the middle of the field. That's one of the throws that a lot of the scouts will look at, that big deep in route into the middle of the field.
There's another one that goes through the hands of his receiver, Tommy Tremble. So this is his 5th game this year. He has that 1 start. It was the win in Arizona that Cam Newton came into.
Stands in the pocket. That's a big thing. You can see him standing in the pocket, adjusting the arm angle on the way out. It's a little bit behind Tommy Tremble, but he should have made that catch.
Yep. I mean, Walker arrived in the preseason, beat out Will Greer for the backup spot at the time behind the injured Sam Darnold. Sideline throw is out of bounds in the area of DJ Moore. Panthers will have a break coming up. They're going to miss a chance here to get to 500. Falcons, who they will play next. Atlanta is winning in Jacksonville. And then there's a look at the schedule. Then it gets a little bit tougher. Buffalo and the Bucs. Look at they played the defending Super Bowl champs 2 out of the last 3 games of the season, the regular season. And in his 2nd season, Matt Rule not real happy.
Boy, that's a heavy divisional finish. And then the one team outside of your division is Buffalo.
At Buffalo. Underneath. Erickson inside the 45 of Miami. Well, the player of the Dolphins slow getting up. It looks like is okay. Michael Jordan on one side. And then, Nick Needham slow to get up for the Dolphins. Well, it's funny. Matt Rule mentioned to us when we were talking, and it kind of came out. He just said, "Hey, I want to do, I want consistency, stability. Only franchise the Panthers." And he said the owner, David Tepper, reminded him of this when he was hired here. Panthers, the only franchise that does not have back-to-back winning seasons in the history of their franchise.
It's amazing. I was not aware of that. And one of the things that he talked about during that was the stamina necessary, for the long grind. And he mentioned Andy Reid as a guy that he respects, the way that he hung in there.
On 4th and short, open, and delivered for the first down at the 29-yard line to Robbie Anderson.
So if you go back to Philadelphia when Andy took over, it was 7 years until Andy got to the Super Bowl. They lost to New England. And then it was 14 more years. 21 years total when he was with Kansas City before he got his first Super Bowl win. So, Coach Rule referenced that stamina of being able to hang in there and be consistent and be, sustainable year after year, be competitive year after year. And that's what they're trying to build here in Carolina. And this is a big setback for them. It shows right now that they need to figure out that quarterback position. It's the most important position in the NFL. They thought they had it with Sam Darnold. He's going to still be in the equation. He's going to have an opportunity to come out and show that he could be a potential solution there for the Carolina Panthers. But it's still a position in flux for Matt Rule.
Nice throw from Walker to Moore for a first down nearing the 2-minute warning. And I think it's up in the air who starts for the Panthers their next game. Walker scrambles forward to the 15. Phillips and Van Ginkel with that Dolphin defense. Boy, if they don't sack you, they smother you. And we've reached the 2-minute warning. The Dolphins on their way to their 4th straight win. Ready to send the Panthers packing.
Italian original chicken sandwich is now on 2 for $6.
Oil fans seeing a terrific performance. 33 points. That's the best offensive output for the Dolphins this year. Carolina trying to get to the end zone for the second time today. P.J. Walker. End zone throw near the end zone was short, actually. And DJ Moore was the target. Pass was short. It looked like he was headed to that's Javaris Davis playing in his first NFL game. Who was there on the coverage. Looks like he's okay. Being helped to, or at least attended to, over on the sideline now. They brought up when Elijah Campbell went on injured reserve. They shuffled some people in the secondary. Brandon Jones inactive today. Sheldrick Redwine was also activated. Thursday night football on Fox. The NFC East leading Cowboys try the Saints in New Orleans. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. NFL Network streaming on Prime Video and of course on Fox. Troy Aikman, Joe Buck, Aaron Andrews, Christina Pink on the call. It was a rough Thanksgiving for those two teams playing at home. And the Panthers will be interested in that one to see if New Orleans continues their struggles. Brian Burns, a frustrated return back from Fort Lauderdale. Played at Florida State. I mentioned Heritage High. Started out well. He's had a good season, but the Panthers about to fall to 5-7 after that 3-0 start. Now 3rd and 14 for Walker and the Carolina offense. He thought about running, but he's going to be sacked back at the 24-yard line. Christian Wilkins celebrating with the guys up front. He said the 7 up front guys we usually gather on Thursdays anyway. It was nice to gather this Thursday for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, this is just a hard position to be in because the Miami defensive front is just got their ears pinned back and they're coming after the quarterback. And Jalen Phillips is the first one there to kind of disrupt everything. Doesn't get the credit for the sack, but did most of the work.
On 4th and 22, no field goal try here. Walker for the end zone, leaping and incomplete. Trying to get it to Brandon Zylstra and the Dolphin defense. Just over a minute remaining. allows the offense to take over on downs. Now, the last time they allowed fewer than 20 points in 4 straight games, 11 years ago.
They got 2 more to go to match that.
And they have opponents that I think Brian Flores thinks his defense. Yeah, today is the 4th straight.
Yeah, don't they have to get to 6 games? They got to get to the 6th, though.
Yeah, so 2 more. They would have the Giants and the Jets. They'd have to keep that going. And by the way, Tua Tagovailoa completion percentage 87.1%. So it's the 4th best in Miami history.
And let's not forget that this Carolina pass defense was number 1 in the NFL coming into this game. So
that's a great point.
What a great afternoon against the NFL's top-rated pass defense.
And they weren't all checkdowns. I mean, they were, like you said, they were on a line to some receivers. And what a game for Jalen Waddle. The rookie continued to shine this year. Dolphins to go to 5-7. Tide turned with a couple of early interceptions. You knew that both defenses coming in would play well. But what a turnaround for Brian Flores, as has been the case his first couple of seasons. Knows how to get it done in November, and after the 1-7 start, they win their 4th straight and their 5th win of the year. For our entire crew, thanks for being with us. More continuing on Fox.
Welcome to the State Farm